Hey everyone, what's going on? Today we're going to do a quick photo edit. This one is going to be a shot of an overlook of Granada, Spain, which I visited back in November 2024, so about 3 months ago now. And yeah, this is one of the most photogenic cities I've ever been to, especially if you can catch a sunset from up here. What is it? Mirador de San Miguel, I think. Yeah, let's go over how I would approach editing this photo in Lightroom. Let's take a look at what we're actually starting with. So we have the city in the bottom half, of course, and then I have the sky up in the top, obviously, but it's kind of dark. The city's kind of dark. You can't really see anything. The sky is kind of the focus of the image as is in the raw photo because that's correctly exposed. And the city's a little bit underexposed, so we're going to try to balance that out and see what we can get to. We're going to start off with the tone curve here, which is where I like to start all of my edits off. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and click the desaturate button. This is a preset I've set up, which just goes over to this color mixer, goes to the saturation sliders, and moves everything to the left -100. And we're going to reintroduce color later, but what I like to do is start off with all of my saturation all the way down to the minimum so that we can get the lighting correct without being influenced by how the colors are looking. And I think that's my personal best or favorite way to edit photos. So yeah, we're going to come over here to the tone curve. We're going to bump up these shadows quite a bit, and that's going to get us a little bit softer blacks for now, of course, but we're also gonna be able to brighten up that landscape that is really nice to see, with your eye, but it's not very visible in the photo. If we go up to the highlights section of this curve, we're gonna bump it a little bit over the line here, and I think we do like the highlights high. We don't need to bring them down too much. Yeah, the brightest of the highlights we're gonna bring down some, but generally, we're just going to get this S curve going on. We're going to pull these down just a touch, and I think that's a really good starting point. Now let's come up to the basic sliders here. We're going to go ahead and move that dehaze. We're going to move it to the right just a little bit, but I'm a little bit wary. I'm not sure if I want to adjust the dehaze of the sky with this or if I want to do it with a mask of selecting only sky, but I think moving the dehaze and the clarity over to the right just a little bit is going to be where I want to go, and then we're going to counteract that with texture down to the left. Typically, I like to move texture and clarity in opposite directions. I don't think having both up looks good. There's some scenarios where both down looks good and is necessary, but this is not one of those in my opinion. So yeah, we're just going to drag those down a little bit. Our blacks are pretty good at where they are for now. I think we're going to leave that. And then our highlights we're going to bring down just a little bit just to get the sky pretty well where we want in terms of exposure. Shadows are going to come up quite a bit. That's going to help out our landscape here. Or the ground, and then the not sky, I'll say. And then whites, let's just move these or this slider around, see where we like it. I think down just a little bit is going to be kind of nice. Our exposure overall is pretty good. I don't want to mess with that too much. We can make some adjustments a little bit later on. All right, let's bring some color back in. We're going to go color by color and see what it does. Red, we see when we move it. We have some in the clouds, just a little bit in the landscape, so we can bring that in some. Our oranges now should start to affect the colors a lot more. We have the Alhambra in the bottom left there, and that's mostly orange in terms of lighting. So yeah, we're going to bring orange back in about +13. Now let's come over to our yellows. Our yellows are going to look nice in that sky all the way in the back, like at the horizon. So that's going to be pretty good. Green doesn't really do much of anything, so we're going to leave it pretty low. Aqua, similar situation. All right, now blue, that's where the sky color is going to start coming in here. I don't want to go too heavy on it. I think we're going to go, I really actually like right about the 0 mark there. Purple, I do like having the purple in here to counteract the orange. Like I like purple and orange as a solid color combo, and then magenta is just doing a little bit. We can leave it right about there, and I kind of like how that is looking. Now that we have some color in, let's come back up to the temperature sliders. We're gonna warm this up quite a bit. I think we're gonna let's see. Our original temperature is 55-50. We're gonna drag this up to the right, and that I really like the duality of the sky. We have orange on the right side, blue and purple on the left, and I'm really digging that color gradient. So I think a higher temperature is going to be where we want to be. When it comes to tint, I think slightly in the pluses is kind of how I'm feeling. Like this is fine. I don't really want to adjust the tint too much in this particular shot. Now let's come on down to, actually we're going to do masking first before we get to the color grade. We're going to go ahead and do a linear gradient. We're going to attack the landscape here, and we're going to bump up the exposure just a tad, and we're going to try to get that a little bit more visible. We're going to do it like this. Actually, maybe I want to play around between the exposure and just the shadows up. I think just the shadows up might be the play. Let's see. And then the blacks. No, we definitely don't want to mess with the blacks like that. I think exposure bump just a slight touch, and then shadows up as well. It's gonna look pretty good. But there is one section that I just don't like, which is this very bottom left corner. Just not feeling it. It's a little bit too bright. Okay, right down here in the bottom left. So we're gonna deal with that really quick. The alternative is to just crop it out, which is an option. We could adjust this to a 16:9 and just boom, right there, crop that out, but I don't like that either. So we're gonna go ahead and modify this a little bit. First of all, we're gonna do a subtract on the mask that we just did, and I'm gonna subtract this bottom section. I think it's too bright. It's drawing the eye to it a little bit too much, and it's just not what we want to be looking at. So yeah, we're just gonna brush that out. Okay, that counteracted all of the exposure increase that we did get. Now what I'm gonna do is just do a small linear gradient right here and drop the exposure some more. Perfect. And now we're not looking at that bottom left corner anymore. We're looking out at the horizon just a bit. From here, let's see. We're gonna come back over to the. Let's see. Let's do a select sky mask really quick. Before we get to the color grade. Okay, select sky. I think we can leave. I know it's catching a little bit of the mountains in the background, but I think I want the same effect on those. So let's come on down to the sliders here. Let's mess around with the dehaze just a bit. I want to see what it does. Okay, how about clarity? Any of these changes that I like 90% of editing is like just trial and error with the sliders. Like at least when you're getting started, for sure. Like if you're really not sure what to do, just move the sliders around, see what you like, to be totally honest. And sometimes you'll get something that you really do like. Okay, I bumped those all up just a little bit. Let's see what else we can do here. I'm just gonna mess around with these just a slight bit. Let's see how our exposure is. Don't want the exposure too high. Maybe shadows down just a little. I kind of like shadows down for a little bit more contrast. And now I want to do one more mask. Let's go ahead and select sky one more time. And now let's do a linear gradient. I want to see if I can really emphasize. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to intersect. Right click, intersect mask with linear gradient. Okay, now we're talking. Something like this. What do I want? Yeah, we can do this. I want to do a temperature gradient here. I could go from the other side and increase the temp. Maybe we'll do that. Let's try this. I want to select the bottom of the sky like that a little bit. Here we go. And now I want to drop the temperature. Raise the temperature. I want that lower bit a little bit more orange. Let's see how that looks. I kind of like that. That's good. Okay, and now we have a nice temperature gradient across our image here. I don't know, I might want to crop this. I think there's a little bit too much cloud going on up in the top. Let's see. Let me see if I want to go with a 16 by 9, but just get the whole bottom like this. I like that a lot more. I think I like that more. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like it cropped or not? But this is looking kind of solid. All right, we still have to hit color grades. Let's go ahead and come down here to our shadows. I usually like pulling my shadows to the blue to start and trying that, and I think that's looking kind of nice, and it really emphasizes our gradient. And we're just going to do the same thing over here with our oranges and the highlights and midtones. So we're going to bring our midtones up over here, and our highlights, let's see, I want to see maybe like a magenta in the highlights might be cool. Let me see. I'm feeling a magenta because we're catching that on the left half of the sky too, like the cold half, and in the warm half. So in the cold half it's bringing it towards purple, and in the warm half it's bringing it like still into the red. So I almost like a magenta in my highlights right here. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's mess around with this blending slider just a tad. Balance. Ooh, I like it when it gets warmer like this. I'm gonna bring the balance up a little bit. That's looking pretty nice. I'm enjoying this edit. Okay. Let me see here now. What do we want to change? Anything else? I think our exposure increase in this bottom is a little bit too much. Like especially in the bottom right corner, it's a little bit heavy. Let's see if we drop that down just a little. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's a little nitpicky, but hey, it's what I like to do when we're doing the photo edit. So moving on down, detail, lens correction. I usually don't mess with these unless there's some serious need to do so. Are we rotated properly? Are we catching the horizon pretty well? Yeah, I'd say so. Don't think I need a rotate. Calibration, we've already done the whole edit. Adjusting calibration is really gonna mess around with our colors. I don't think we need to change calibration at all at this point. So I think from here, the only final thing I want to try to catch is my left half of the sky, the cold half. I'm going to go ahead and try to make it a little bit bluer. Just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and select sky, intersect with linear gradient from the left. Let's go ahead and cover all of the cold parts of the sky here, just like this. And then we can either go temperature down, let's see how that looks. It's not bad. Or we can do saturation up. That looks terrible. So let's go temperature down just a little bit, and that's really gonna give me a little bit more blue here. I think I'm gonna extend this gradient just a bit, like this. I really want blue in the upper left corner, and I think that's looking pretty great. I really like this image here. I think I'm gonna stop right there with the edit. I'm happy with that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What would you change, if anything? I'm happy with this one. Let me know what you think of the photo. And I hope you guys enjoy. If you want some more photo edits, let me know in the comments below. I have tons of photos to edit for you guys and show you my workflow a little bit. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you soon.